Most six-pack ab workouts on YouTube tend to fall into one of two categories. They're either beginner-friendly and so easy they're a waste of time, or they're 10-minute burners that are just high-intensity cardio sessions on your back, where you kick your legs around like you're a dying turtle. Of course, I got it. I don't have punches in my ab workouts. I don't have a world-class physique, and I'm not some bro science degree expert, but I do have visible definition in my abs, and I did that completely at home. And as someone who has watched endless at-home ab workouts and followed along to countless others, I am going to condense everything that has worked for me in just a couple minutes for you and just lay it out for you. So let's not waste any more time, just get straight into this. First off, we have the upper abs portion of your physique. So when it comes to hitting the upper portion of the abs, there's a couple different exercises you can do. Now the first exercise we'll be discussing is crunches. Now you could do sit-ups as well, but for some odd reason, sit-ups always manage to make my back ache if I did a lot of them. Now the thing about crunches though is eventually you get too good at them at home and you got to make them harder. Now I've seen different variations of crunches in videos, like people throwing in weird movements or lifting your legs up, but the thing is, if you're trying to target the upper abs, the best way to actually do it is just actually add weight to it. So what I'll do is I'll place a dumbbell on my pec muscles and I will use that when I'm doing crunches and focusing really heavily on the slow progressing up and then back down. You don't have to use a dumbbell for this. You could use a weighted plate of some sort, weighted vest. There are a couple different methods for this, but adding weight to the crunches makes them significantly harder and takes out that constant, 100 reps or 1,000 reps and stuff. Probably been single-handedly the biggest contributor to me actually getting growth and improvement in my abdominal muscles. Because by adding weight, you're not doing super high reps, and instead you're increasing the resistance and volume to it. But like I said, make sure you are good at doing normal crunches before you add any weight to it. And I kind of upped the weight as I went. So I started off with a 15-pound dumbbell on my chest, then moved it up to a 30, and then finally a 40. Now for the lower to middle portions, a lot of workout videos will recommend just traditional leg raises. Now, I did these a lot when I first started trying to get, a stronger core. The thing about leg raises, though, is that they incorporate other muscles, obviously, as well, such as your hip muscles. And the thing is that for me, when I would do leg raises, because I would usually hit abs right after leg day, my leg muscles would oftentimes give out before my abs did. There are a couple different ways that you can eliminate this problem. The easiest one for me is to throw in variations where instead of lifting your legs all the way down and all the way back up, there's a variation where instead you lift your legs straight up off the ground while keeping the upper part of your back still on the ground. Another exercise that I have personally do from time to time, even to this day, is bicycle crunches. These are great for just hitting your entire core, your entire 6-pack or 8-pack, whatever you have, as a whole for me. Usually when I do these, I will do them at the beginning of a workout as a really good kind of low intensity warm-up, or I'll do them at the end of the workout just to make sure there's any muscles that aren't super fatigued to throw that in there. The next exercise that I've recently started implementing more of is Russian twists. There are other exercises too, like side bends to target the sides or obliques, although bicycle crunches already kind of hit those. That's it. That's personally what's worked for me. Just do a couple variations of leg raises on your back and do weighted crunches for the front abs and maybe throw some bicycle kicks in at the end depending on how many sets of the other two exercises you've done, and maybe 1 or 2 sets of Russian twists or side bends, but you don't even always have to hit those with every ab workout. And this is the important thing. I used to hit ab workouts every day, like 5 days a week, and I saw little to no gains. And in the year I actually saw the most development in my abs, I actually trained them only once or twice a week. And that's because I changed how I was training my abs. You shouldn't have to do hundreds of reps per set. That's way too much unless your goal is cardio. But for most people who are doing this, doing these, that's not the goal, okay? So just to reiterate, do weighted crunches, some variation of leg raises, and then maybe bicycle crunches or side bends, or some other oblique, hitting exercise. Now, there are other exercises out there that I didn't include in this list, so things like planks and side bends. There are lots of other good ab exercises too. I'm not saying those are better or worse, I'm just saying that this is personally what I've been doing, and you are free to comment what's worked for you. I'm always open to learning new stuff and learning different exercises. And personally, the best way to really hit abs is if you have a pull-up bar, because then you can hang straight down and kick your legs up to hit the lower abs. At the moment, I don't have a pull-up bar. I used to, but I don't anymore, so I've had to resort back to laying on my back and training my abs that way. And crunches, you don't even need weights for if you can do them at like an incline, like where you're facing down, but that's besides the point. And before anyone comments this, yes, how high your fat percentage is going to drastically affect the definition of your abs. And also, I would say that even if you have fairly decent definition, your abs are going to vary wildly on how good they look per day. Even for me, my abs can look absolutely insane when I've had certain things to eat that day, when I'm hydrated and have a good pump and lighting. My abs can look way better on some days than they do on others. And social media, when you have filters and lighting and pumps and stuff like that, abs are going to look absolutely insane on social media in comparison to going and seeing people at the beach. Okay, so, but yeah, with all this being said, summer's coming up, so now's a great time. Go train your abs.